This is a story about an old car and a stupid guy. Because the good ideas are usually the boring ones. What could possibly go wrong? I am somewhere in Africa in my 37-year-old BMW after having crossed already almost the entire African continent heading towards South Africa. Right now I just reached Angola and this country is full of surprises, so buckle up for a wild ride.
Oh yeah, we're back to real roads, to paved roads. And I have to say this is nice because that was bumpy, god damn it. Good contrast, thanks Angola. Arriving at the camp spot, the road is a bit challenging, have to be quite careful not to get stuck and not to bottom out here, but looks like we're making it. There we go, perfect. No bottoming out, just a bit of wheel spin. And here we go. Yeah. Road on the left, but the spot looks hidden, pretty secluded, not too bad. And Sarah, this looks really good. Look at this cutie, my god, what a good looking 4Runner. Oh. Yeah, lots of movement, everybody is finding a spot for the night. 3 cars again, it's nice to have some company. Yeah, here we go. Got my spot. Actually, it's quite easy for me to find good spots because I don't mind if the driver's side is a bit higher because my head is right there at the tent and my feet are somewhere there. So it's okay to be a bit slanted. For those guys, it's a bit more complicated, but they're also easy going, so no problem. Yeah, I woke up at this beautiful spot. I'm actually quite close to the roadside here. A few trucks and cars passed, some people, but nobody really cared. It's kind of nice in a group, like if you have 3 vehicles and 3 people, you feel also kind of safe. And today we'll start heading towards Luanda. It's still quite a while to go, so I guess we'll arrive in 2 days probably. No need to hurry. Made it to some random petrol station and there's no petrol. Only diesel. Petrol is finished. There's also no running water in the bathroom, but I'm very happy here because their shop is amazing. Suddenly they're European products for actually reasonable prices. There's good coffee for €1, for example. Good spot. And we're also saying goodbye to Ahmad, who's behind me, and Toyota, who's heading towards Luanda now. And also be a bit productive here at the petrol station in the meantime. Yeah, today was a, boring day actually. We drove a bit, had a long stop in a petrol station, did a bit of work there. And now we're already reaching a camping spot, which looks very promising and very beautiful. So I woke up at the spot here with a nice view in all directions actually almost. And yeah, today it's time to drive towards Luanda, the capital of Angola. Not quite sure we make it all the way there, it's about 6 hours ride. But we're definitely heading into the direction. Let's go. Yeah, one can really see that Angola is a very empty country. Very basic here, the living conditions. The villages are quite far apart. You'd see hardly any cars or mopeds. Most villages don't have any car, which also says a lot about the economic situation of the country. But I guess the reason here is it's just a huge country with a quite small population. So yeah, of course the remote areas like here, they don't get a lot of attention from the government and are very, very poor. At the same time, the weather is treating us with very, very comfortable temperatures. Not hot, I even have my window closed. Good day to make a lot of progress towards Luanda. Yeah, it's a bit hard to find water here. Actually, yesterday I bought some water for the first time since I have this amazing LifeSaver, because I didn't find a faucet to fill it up, or I didn't do it when I should have in time. So ran out of water. It means 8.5 liters. Normally it's enough for a few days. There's some stations here, but all of them are abandoned except for this one. So finally I hope that there's some water here. Let's see if that works. But no, also no water. Again, it's closed. Finding water here is hard, and there's a lot of infrastructure for water. You see like wells with hoses or like water towers, but there are a lot of order. Angola is one of the last countries that was colonized, and you can see that this stuff was built probably during the colony times by the Portuguese, and nobody took care of it afterwards, and people don't have water here and have to drive big distances to get probably less clean drinking water out of the river than use the infrastructure that's there, because nobody took care of it. Yeah, we're driving 300 kilometers already from the DRC into Angola, and this is the first petrol station where I find some petrol for my car. Until now there were a few that had only diesel, and now finally there's some petrol for Theodore. Luckily I still had 20 liters extra tank, so I was still completely fine with my 100 liters altogether. But I got a few last time as well in Angola, in Cabinda, in the enclave. parts of DRC, parts the part of Angola on one tank. Found some water with the petrol station, so the LifeSaver's full again. And I'll be again hydrated for the next days without any problems. Yeah, it's a good petrol station. There's petrol, there's water. We didn't have that for a while. Theodore's full of fuel, and I have to say it's absolutely amazing to fill up the tank for 18 euros, 65 liters. Well, there was still 15 left. Absolutely great. Bigger roads mean also again police controls. Let's see how that goes. Bom dia.
Como é? Tudo bem?
Tudo bem?
Tá vidão do Congo?
Yeah, from Congo, yeah. Congo, Luanda, South
Vai
Africa.
para Luanda
Yeah.
ou vai para Namíbia, África do Sul?
Yeah, Namibia, Africa do Sul. Obrigado. I don't understand any Portuguese. Found a small market at the roadside, which is quite convenient because we're a bit out of food. And there's some vegetables, some fruits, so let's go and have a look. Yeah, it's almost the same stuff always. There's aubergine, there are bananas, tomatoes. Oh, there's some peppers here, that's where. Onions, potatoes, not a lot of fruit except for some watermelons here. Yeah, I don't think many classic BMWs have had the opportunity to see this type of stuff. Yeah, I made it back to the ocean, small fisher village, and we're heading straight towards Luanda, which is only 1 hour 20 from now, but it's also late afternoon already, so it's high time to arrive. So let's go. I can see the fishing boats here. Beautiful in the evening light. Angola's a nice place, mostly pretty good roads, good views, and also seaside, and also generally very friendly people. I like Angola. Yeah, arriving in Luanda. I would say, considering that it's a capital city in Africa, it's pretty organized, but it's South Africa. Yeah, busy traffic, and the roads are very bad. But it's only 25 minutes to go to our camping spot, which is at the arena, which is super nice, I think, at the seaside, at the harbor. And we hope to find a place to wash the cars before, because they're very, very dirty. I feel a bit bad arriving at a camping spot like this, especially so free and surrounded by yachts. I mean, look at the hood, it's a different color than it used to be. Okay guys, I have to say I like Angola. Look at that. It's a really nice high-tech wheel alignment machine, and I didn't see that for quite a while now. But Angola has it. Very nice workshop standards here, and Theodore's definitely enjoying the small treat here. Yeah, why wheel alignment? Basically, wheel alignments make sure that the wheels are in parallel. I noticed that my front tires, which I changed only in Ghana, so not too long ago, got worn quite a lot on the outside, which is a sign that the wheels are not really aligned well. I did it a bit by hand with a string, but it's not perfect, so I'm happy to find a place with a machine to do it, because that's of course much better. Okay, this is very necessary. Theodore only doesn't get a wheel alignment, but also gets washed, and he's so dirty, so it'll be very satisfying to watch. Okay, time for a small lesson about Luanda. I mean, Luanda is the capital of Angola, as you probably know, and was founded in 1600 something by the Portuguese. Situated right at the sea, also a big harbor to go with it. I think the civil war ended here 2002, so not too long ago. And since the Angolan civil war ended, Luanda actually had quite a strong growth. And, you can see now it's actually pretty modern, pretty beautiful, pretty fancy, and it's also pretty expensive. It was ranked as one of the most expensive cities for expats worldwide. But I cannot quite agree with it, to be honest. I mean, yesterday I went to a super fancy place to work on my video. I was sitting in a cafe with also a restaurant, and on their snack menu they had a very tasty smash burger, which cost me about 17 euros, which is definitely a lot of money. I mean, could be worse, I guess, right? Yeah, so I don't think it's that expensive, but compared to the cities I've been before to here on the West African coast, of course it is quite expensive, but it's also a different world. I mean, it's very developed, very modern, and it's also pretty beautiful. Look at it. Yeah, you can see the coastline here, many ships outside the harbor. And then basically we're at the very end of this very thin peninsula, and this is here to the right leading into Luanda city, port, and everything. Yeah, beautiful view out here. You might be wondering what this Angolan civil war is about. Basically, after 1975, Angola was not part of Portugal anymore, so it's one of the last countries not to be a colony anymore, because 1975 is pretty late compared to other African countries to be decolonialized. And then after that, there was a big power vacuum. in which different groups were fighting to gain power. And what is quite interesting here is that it was actually part of the Cold War also happening here in Angola, because one of the parties that was striving for power was supporting the United States. And the other one was closely linked to Cuba, to the Soviets. So basically, also there were many Cuban forces fighting in Angola between 1975 and 2002, making Angola a stage for the Cold War. A small, nice excursion to the end of this peninsula, and also a good moment for a little history of Angola. And I'm heading back to the Yacht Club, which is also one of the first places here in Luanda to welcome overlanders. And basically this Yacht Club has a place where you can stand for free, beautifully situated at the seaside, overlooking the harbor, overlooking the yachts. Had a very relaxed week in Luanda, which was necessary because before that many countries, many borders, a lot of traffic, not always good roads, so now it was good just to have one place to stay for a while and just get some stuff done on the laptop. And now we're heading out towards Kalandula waterfalls, which are supposed to be absolutely amazing, but also about 6 hours drive from here. So let's go. Yeah, police controls along the way, but everything relaxed, nobody looking for trouble. Yeah, the views are very beautiful indeed. Unfortunately, there are very many crazy holes that can easily break the car. So normally the eyes are rather glued on the road than on these beautiful landscapes. But here there's again a bit better bit, so I took myself the time to take out the camera and share this with you because the view is beautiful. Also on the rear mirror, not too bad. Yeah. And again, some holes, have to be careful here because these potholes are deep, sharp edges. They can destroy a tire, a rim, wishbone, maybe even the axle if you're unlucky. You better be careful.
Don't be fooled by this beautiful sunset. What was about to happen now was one of the most extreme situations on the entire journey so far.
The weather is turning absolutely crazy. Many lightnings up ahead. Not sure if you can see them well on the camera. And then quite a lot of wind and some small rain starting. We're definitely getting a treat of nice dramatic weather today. Okay, we're heading straight into the thunderstorm. You can hear that, huh? That's crazy. I hope we'll survive. My God, the beauty of the power of nature. Okay, the weather is getting crazy. It's stormy and it's so rainy I don't see anything. And you can see the lightnings and deafening thunder to go with that. We're in the middle of a crazy thunderstorm. And we still have 4.9 kilometers to go. My goodness, this is crazy, but it's beautiful, I love it. I think it's the strongest rain I ever saw in my life, but we're also in the tropics, it doesn't make sense. It's crazy. The lightnings, the rain, I see absolutely nothing. And it's still 2.3 kilometers to go, and that feels like pretty far because, a long time ago it was 4 kilometers, and it's not really getting less. I also hope we're not getting struck by lightning because, I mean, the surroundings are pretty open. There's some small trees, but nothing big. And look at me driving here, crouched in front of the steering wheel. Probably pretty funny, almost a bit pathetic sight, driving through the thunderstorm. We are making it. Crazy weather here, my god. And that should be our destination for tonight. It's a hotel right at the waterfall with a beautiful view, and I'll show you the view tomorrow. But first, I'm just happy we made it here, unharmed. Okay, we made it to safety. We're in a hotel restaurant here directly at the waterfall, and through the window you can see when there's light in the waterfall actually. We're waiting for the rain to get a bit less to find a place to camp. Thank you once again for tuning in, and also big thanks to all the new followers that are on the way here. Welcome on board. I promise you many more adventures to come, so make sure to hit this like button, subscribe and leave a comment under the video, and see you next week.